Hey guys, let's go watch the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, 2004.
2 hours later.
Good movie. I thought it was alright. No one asked you, Ringo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Reddit's most disturbing stories. We've already talked about Reddit's most disturbing subreddits in this video here, but are out. So look how foot. Posted 5 years ago, July 7th, 2018, the post was made by a user named Incredibly Shiny Shart in the subreddit Ask Me Anything. He basically ate his own leg and was making the post so that people could ask him anything, and given the weird nature of his action, he got so many questions. The post sort of went viral, discussed in 22 Reddit communities, and getting over 4,600 comments. Why did he eat the foot? Well, let's get right into the story. Hi y'all, I am a man who ate a portion of his own amputated leg. Ask me anything. So the quick and dirty. About 2 years ago, I was hit on my motorcycle. They salvaged my foot, but I would never be able to walk on it. I elected to have it amputated. I asked the doctors to keep it. I signed some papers, I got it back, and with the help of some of my friends, cooked a portion of the tibialis anterior. Proof of foot tacos, more proof of me and my stump. Let's do this. What is it like knowing you're one of the few, if not only, person who can claim to have eaten their own leg? I'm torn between wanting to shake your hand and barfing. I think that's a common response. It was a neat experience and I wouldn't change it. Are you saying that you would rather not have your foot back? Yeah man, my life is so much better than before. The accident and what came after was a catalyst for so many good things in my life. Wouldn't change a thing. A foot is a small price to pay for the change within me to appreciate life and the people around me. When you can't go anywhere else to escape yourself, you only have yourself to focus on. You can choose to be better or bitter. My grandmother said that. Exactly this. Your granny knew what's up. How did you tell people you were going forth with a plan? Like send out an evite? I called folks who might be amendable. It was only about 2 to 3 ounces that I took off the legs, so it couldn't be a big group, plus only people I knew very well. How did your friends react when you called them on the bluff? Did anyone refuse or back out? I had one person back out, and it's totally understandable. I think there was a lot of, wait, really? Kinda hoping that I'm joking, but it was all happy people who showed up that day, lots of dark jokes. You should have put your foot down when they try to back out. Did you just call them and say, hey, wanna come over and eat me? Kinda. This comment was removed by a mod, but Shiny Shark's response reads, we just wanted a taste, not a meal. Was there a lot of pressure to prepare it just right because it was, super hoping, your last shot at tasting human flesh? Not really. I'm pretty sure we would have just eaten it if it was just fried. We weren't looking to go all Hannibal and get gourmet, just to make sure no one gagged. Why? So my friends and I always had this joke. If you could try human flesh in an ethical and health way, would you? And we always said of course. Well, the opportunity came up and I called them on it. Did you throw up after? No, but one friend had to spit me into a napkin after chewing for a while. They apologized, but it was too funny for me to be upset. You said you only invited, I believe, people you knew well. Did that feel like an intimate thing, having people eat you? It really was. There were some people very dear to me there, who supported me through that time and whose friendship I will cherish. It seems like you shared it with others from the photos you posted. Who else ate it? Also, I'm just curious, from the first picture, it seems like you only damaged your foot, so why did they amputate so high up? Do you know? 10 of my friends joined in for a brunch. Only the foot was damaged, but with below the knee amputations, the want to do it higher up there is a balance between having enough stump to make for a good lever and having enough room beneath the prosthetic equipment. If they amputated low, it would make it difficult to put good hardware underneath. That makes a lot of sense. Do you plan on getting prosthesis then? I've had for about a year, and now just got a new one that fits better. Lots of people have asked you to describe the taste, but I would like to ask you to rate the taste. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good was it? How does it compare to steak or bacon or other meats you've tried? That's a fantastic question. On this scale, I would give it a solid 6.5. But keep in mind that I have had a lot of good food, so it's way better than a hot dog or a regular burger. Maybe equal with regular bacon, which is pretty decent, but nowhere near as good as butter seared sea scallops or a rare sous vide tenderloin seared in grapeseed oil in a cast iron pan. While I appreciate the AMA, I can't help but say I'm a little queasy now. What were the details surrounding the motorcycle accident? I was riding down a mountain road on Memorial Day, 45 miles per hour, speed limit, with one truck and and one car ahead of me. Ahead of me, a car coming the opposite direction was stopped and indicating they wanted to turn across the road to the fishing area to my right. They stayed stopped on the road as both the car and truck ahead of me passed and didn't move as I approached. I figured they saw me and were waiting for me to pass. As I approached within 15 feet, they hit the gas and clipped the back of my bike. It locked up and I fishtailed and then flipped into the forest. I sat up and took off my helmet and saw the burning pain that was my foot. Did eating your own flesh ethically or morally bother you then or now? And how about your friends that also tried it? No, it was from a healthy part of the amputation. I'm a healthy person. Waste not, want not. And they all consented. As far as I know, they're still cool with it. It's a fun, weird thing. Would you do it over again if given the opportunity? If it was an ethical situation, sure. Do you have a picture of the recovered foot? Did you take any pictures of it after you took it home? I'm intrigued, but just a little skeptical. It is the internet after all. I'm sorry about your foot. That looks like it was intensely painful. It was painful the whole fucking time, but all is well and life is good. There was no totally healed foot. After sitting in the hospital for a week and being told I would never walk on it, I decided to amputate. There's a pic of the amputated foot after I got it back. I cremated the rest. There's apparently a community interested in devouring human flesh. Would you have sold the remainder to them if they offered to pay? And what price? No, I wouldn't. 1, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. 2, I know a guy in Japan I think did something like this, but I feel that selling myself would cheapen the experience. I did this as a way of closure and to share in a unique experience with the people close to me. Monetizing that would go against that. Edit. Okay, maybe for a ridiculous sum of money, like over $1 million. Did it taste like chicken? Asking for a friend. No, like bison, but chewy. Should have braced it. You're probably correct, but I left it to my chef friend and I was not disappointed. Do you consider yourself a cannibal now? Auto cannibal. This comment was deleted by a user, but Shiny Shark's response reads, "The drugs were not a factor in the decision. That being said, contemplating my death while tripping through space and time while on ketamine in the helicopter did change my outlook on life. Why are you sharing this with us? If the accident was 2 years ago, why share now? It took me a while to get over my injuries and to become comfortable with my new life. It makes for a good telling, and so now I want to share it. Did you tell the doctors about it beforehand? If they did, how did they react? If they did not, do you think they would have let you keep the leg if they did? I've always wanted to try human. Not in a creepy cannibal sort of way, but as long as I got it ethically and it was properly clean, what's the harm sort of way. I just told them I wanted the foot back. Didn't think about eating it till later. I doubt they would have given it back. Do you have any diagnosed mental illnesses? ADHD. This just in, ADHD causes cannibalism. Truth. I also wanted to include someone who does not believe this story. This user says, I'm calling absolute bullshit. I work in an operating room and see plenty of amputations. No way in hell are you allowed to keep your amputated limbs. You get sent to the morgue and then sent off to be cremated from there. Plus, there's no actual proof of you making it or eating it. I'm not saying you're not an amputee, but I'm saying you're pulling everybody's leg, no pun intended, and having fun with your amputated leg. No. Your body parts are your property after amputation. If you ask to keep it, you can keep it. Most clinicians will try to talk you out of it by saying it's illegal or some bullshit, but it is in fact perfectly legal. Some hospitals have policies against it, but if you fight hard enough for it, you can take your body parts home. So if you look up, can you take amputated limbs home on Google right now, the main result you'll get is, the general rule is if you have custody of it, you are considered the owner of your body parts as long as they're inside of you. Once it's taken out, we have some reasonable expectation about what's going to be done with it. So basically that means it's whoever's in possession of it. And the article also states that doctors might not want to give it to you because it's a little too complicated for them. They have to go through their own process. But yeah, it is legal taking your body parts home if you got them amputated. It's just probably going to take a lot of talking. Reddit users saved from carbon monoxide poisoning. One of the stories from Reddit that is hailed for having a very positive outcome is the carbon monoxide poisoning incident, where one user, Kacker saved another user, r.Bradbury1920, via their comment. Bradbury1920 posted in the subreddit r/legal advice, seeking advice because they thought their landlord was stalking them because he would find notes randomly in his apartment when he woke up. Kacker responded to him, suggesting that it could either be a mental health issue or that due to the fact that he slept in a very unusual narrow bedroom with no windows, there could be a carbon monoxide danger. When the original poster brought a carbon monoxide detector, it turns out he was experiencing CO2 poisoning. Everyone hailed the commenter for saving a life. Now, while this story has been shared a lot and even featured in blogs like this one, there is no 100% certainty of its occurrence since the original poster's real-life identity has never been revealed. He, however, made a follow-up post later saying that he went to seek treatment at a local hospital and had moved from the apartment. Post-it notes left in apartment. On the 15th of April, I found a yellow post-it note in a handwriting that wasn't mine on my desk, reminding me of some errands I had to do, but told literally nobody about it. While odd, I chalked it up to something I did in my sleep. Thinking maybe my half-awake state, I scrawled it so it didn't appear to be my handwriting. I threw it out and thought little of it. On the 19th, I found another post-it note on the back of my desk chair in the same handwriting as the previous note, telling me to make sure I, quote, save my documents. I was freaked out, but there were no other signs of a break-in. So I set up a webcam in my house aimed at my desk and used a security cam app for it to record after detecting movement. On the 28th, I woke up to another post-it note. This one saying, our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do. I immediately checked my webcam's folder on my computer and found nothing from the night before, but my computer's recycling bin had been emptied, which I'm certain I did not do recently, indicating someone had noticed the webcam and deleted the files. They were just saved straight to a folder on my desktop called webcam. Today, on the 1st of May, I found another post-it note, this time on the outside of my door with nothing written on it, and there also appear to be post-its on many other doors in my apartment complex, all blank in varying colors. Do I have any legal recourse here? I have no proof except for the post-its, but those are written by my pen and on my post-it notes, so conceivably I could have faked them. Would contacting the police get me into any trouble if they can't determine an outside source for this? I just want to make sure I'm not wasting anyone's time. Should I consult my landlord? Those also living in the complex? Edit. I pulled up a letter I received from my landlord back when I moved in, and the handwriting is identical. Could this count as evidence? You seem sincere, and this doesn't appear to be the plot of a Ray Bradbury short story. It's possible that your landlord is writing notes inside your apartment, but they don't make any sense in the context you're describing them. It's likely that you are writing the notes yourself, but you are forgetting. Do you use post-it notes as reminders in any other parts of your life or job? Yes, this might be a mental health issue. You might be experiencing some sort of dissociative, or it might be a physical problem. You mentioned that you have a very unusual narrow bedroom with no windows. Is there any chance that you're not getting enough ventilation when you sleep, or that there is a carbon monoxide leak in the building? A cheap carbon monoxide detector, which you should have anyway, is a fast way to find out. You'll also have really bad headaches. You know your own medical and mental history and your other experiences. If you think these incidents might be you, writing notes to yourself, there's no shame in getting somebody qualified to give you an opinion. I have had really bad headaches, and I actually do already have a carbon monoxide detector. Guess I should probably take that out of its box and plug it update,
toilet,
post-it notes, apartment. Thanks to everyone who sent suggestions and gave advice on how to proceed, especially to those who recommended a carbon monoxide detector, because when I plugged one in the bedroom, it read at 100 ppm. Too long didn't read. I had carbon monoxide poisoning and thought my landlord was stalking me. Whoa, this is not at all where I was expecting this story to go. So you wrote yourself a bunch of post-it notes and forgot them because of carbon monoxide poisoning? Apparently. I also set up a webcam by placing it on a shelf, downloading a camera app to my phone, and making a folder on my desktop called webcam, and made an iPhoto library in the folder. A strange request for opinions from ex-cons. In a now deleted post, a user by the name criminology_student posted a request on the subreddit r/xcons, searching for research participants. In the message, he notes that the research project was to understand emotions and psychological traits and how they influence decision-making when committing a crime. The user was Brian Koberger, and in an unfortunate twist of events, he ended up featuring in the news for committing murders against his fellow students. This is a case of a simple yet weird Reddit post leading to the charge of 4 counts of first-degree murders. It's not clear if what Brian found from his request on the subreddit influenced him, but it's still weirdly strange. The post led people into digging more into Brian, finding out that he had posted strange things in other contexts. For instance, this post on Tapatalk: research participation needed. Hello, my name is Brian, and I am inviting you to participate in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing a crime. In particular, this study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense, with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout your experience. In the event that your most recent offense was not one that led to a conviction, you may still participate. Additional surveys are included after the open-ended section as to best understand your unique traits. The study should take about 15 to 20 minutes to fully complete. Your identity and all answers provided are completely confidential, and the link to the survey is also an anonymous link. This research has been approved by the DeSales University IRB. Participants must be 18 years of age or older. If you opt to participate, you may terminate participation at any time and for any reason. If you have any questions about this research, you may contact the research team via email. Student investigator Brian Koberger, anonymous link to the study. Thank you for your time. July 4th, 2011. I've had this horrible depersonalization go on in my life for almost 2 years. I often find myself making simple human interactions, but it is as if I'm playing a role-playing game such as Oblivion. I can see what is going on, I'm slightly into it, but I can pause the game and focus on my real life. In this case, my life is the game. My old self can be reached by pausing the game, but how? I often think that humans do, things I have done my whole life. I feel like an organic sack of meat with no self-worth, as I'm starting to view everyone as this. Everything I have ever done makes no sense. How did things get this way? How am I wearing this shirt? And who decided that humans shall wear shirts like this? Are we all just advanced animals with possession? Or is there more that I can't see? I can't connect. I view everything as I would if I was playing Oblivion, pointless and full of nothing, out of reality. I'm moving out of my house. My last holidays were already lived, but where was I? As my family group hugs and celebrates, I'm stuck in this void of nothing, feeling completely no emotion, feeling nothing. I feel dirty, like there's dirt inside of my head, my mind. I'm always dizzy and confused. I feel no self-worth. I'm intelligent, but I feel the opposite. I say things I don't mean. The last holiday in my house, the house I grew up in, the house I once contributed to, the house I once felt at home in, is past. As I hug my family, I look into their faces. I see nothing. It's like I'm looking at a video game, but less. I feel less than mentally damaged. It's like I have severe brain damage. I am stuck in the depths of my mind, where I have to constantly battle my demons. Am I here, or am I fake? I feel myself